it, babe. Get up here. What's up, guys? All right, Dr. Chris Park here. I am a family physician and addiction doctor, and I want to talk about the Suboxone taper. I've had other videos, but we got some new subscribers. Not everybody has seen these videos, so I just kind of want to go a brief overview of the philosophy we use here. So now, this video is not medical advice, guys. I cannot tell you what you specifically need to do in order to stop Suboxone, because there are details that I don't know, all right, about you, unless you're my patient, and then just talk to me in clinic. But if you're here just for general advice, great. Use this information to think about like your plan and talk to your doctor and see what would be best for you, all right? But look, you know, we get comments sometimes from people who say, you can't taper off of it, it's too difficult, or somebody has tried just like stopping cold turkey. That's just not, none of that is really conducive to success, man. So get your mindset right. You got to know that, yes, it is possible. People have been doing it for a long time. You can taper off Suboxone, and you can taper off Suboxone and stay clean from drugs. It is possible, okay? So that's just motivation for you. But you may not be ready to taper off Suboxone. All right, so this video is not about whether or not you're ready yet. All right? This is for people who are ready and who are trying to taper off Suboxone. So, my philosophy is low and slow, okay? You make small changes in your dose over long periods of time. So, let's say you're on 8 milligrams a day of buprenorphine. Well, maybe you cut down to, maybe you cut your strip into eighths and you take 7 milligrams. Maybe you go down to 6 milligrams. Maybe you try like alternating every other day, which I've talked about in previous videos, where you take 8 milligrams today. Tomorrow you take 4 milligrams. The next day you go back to 8 milligrams, then 4 milligrams, 8 milligrams, 4 milligrams. Okay? The reasoning here is that typically when you have withdrawal, it's going to be day 3. Okay? So I don't like to go quicker than a week of cutting down. So you cut down, and a week later, technically you could cut down a little bit more, but that's not my preferred method. That's more for people on a timeline, and they've got to taper off quickly. My preferred method is to hold out even longer. So you cut down by a small amount, maybe 8 milligrams to 7 milligrams, 8 milligrams, 6 milligrams, or alternating 8 and 4, which that's kind of my preferred. I love alternating it. I don't know why, but it just makes it easier than cutting it into a bunch of pieces. But some people prefer to cut in pieces. Okay, so alternate every other day. Do that for a month to 2 months until you feel like I really don't need that 8 milligram dose. And so so then you just cut down. Okay? So after about 2 months, you're ready to cut down. So let's say you went from 8 to 7. Well, then after a month or 2, go down to 6. Okay? Stay on 6 for 2 months, 3 months, doesn't matter. When you feel ready, you cut down a little more. So maybe you go down to 5, maybe you go down to 4. Okay? You just make these small changes, because sometimes what can kind of mess you up is like you feel good, like you're making great progress, and you think, well, I can just jump down even further, and you make too big of a jump, and you don't feel it until like a week later. And then all of a sudden you feel horrible, you got this fatigue, you start getting restless legs, you can't sleep. So then you bump up to where you were before you had even made the big change. So it's almost like you went backwards. All right, so just slow progress over time yields massive results. All right, and that's just the way you got to think about it. You got to get that mindset straight, right? So try that, and it's good to have goals, but you got to have a plan. And so sometimes your goal may not be, hey, I'm on 8 milligrams a day, I want to be off Suboxone. I mean, that's kind of like a long-term goal. You need a short-term goal of, all right, well, what do I need to do to get to 4 milligrams a day? What does that look like? What is that plan? Okay? So it's good to have goals, but you got to have a plan. You've got to have steps that you can take to get there. And I've talked about this on other videos, but this is part of my philosophy. The medication is not recovery, okay? You've got to do the other things that are important. You've got to work on the psychology, man, the counseling. You've got to do the mindset training. You've got to get your diet right, your exercise. You've got to work on your relationships. You've got to work on the things that make life worth living, that'll make you happy and have a purpose-filled life. Do that stuff, man. Use this medicine as a tool, not as a stumbling block, okay? I get too many people saying this medicine's evil. Well, that's silly. This medicine's not evil, and it's not righteous. It's just a tool. So use it while you got it for what it's intended to be, so that you won't have the withdrawal, you won't have the cravings, and you can get your life on track. Okay? Own your mistakes, the mistakes you've made in the past. Own up to them and rectify these things. Okay? It's never too late. It's never too late. You can be happy. You can live a great life. I've got people in treatment that you would not believe what they've come from. And did they change overnight? No. But people who are like basically homeless, who now own their own business, right? I mean, are they rich? No, but they got a lot more money. They feel like they're rich because they got money now, They're not spending all their money on heroin. So, and they're not risking their life every single day that they stick a needle in their arm. So, take this information, guys. Talk to your doctor. If you're tapering down and you're ready to taper, think about the low and slow approach, and just start. So you want to know when to take the next step? I don't know, 3 months. Go from 8 milligrams to 6 milligrams, 3 months. If you're not ready to make that big of a jump, man, do this. Take the easiest day of your schedule. So I'll throw out Sundays because just most folks don't work on Sundays. And just take 2 to 4 milligrams. Like, let's say if you're on 8 milligrams a day, Sundays you only take 4 milligrams. Every other day of the week you take 8. Or if you're on 16 milligrams, Sunday you take 12 milligrams. Every other day you take 16. Just do that for a month, 2 months, 3 months. And then after that you pick one other day. See, this doesn't have to be complicated or confusing. Just write down a plan and try to stick with it as best you can. But make small changes and progress with those changes. All right? 3 months is a good ballpark. And you say, well, I'm going to be on this forever if I do that. Okay. Well, what's your other option? This is the plan that I find that people are able to do, not have severe withdrawal, and not relapse. So that's kind of the guiding principle. What I don't want is for you to go back to drugs. What I don't want is for you to have such a severe withdrawal that you go back to a higher dose than you were on in the first place. All right? But remember, don't negate the basics, man. Diet, exercise, sleep, water, coffee maybe, relationships, friends, loved ones, family, all this stuff matters, man. The whole package matters. If I could get you off Suboxone, but yet you're miserable in your life, what good does that do? So let's work on the things that matter. All right, guys, you know what to do. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, all that crazy stuff. Come follow me on Instagram. Let's start a conversation over there. I'll put the link down below. And guys, I hope you have a great day.